I got another rejection that I didn't want the jobs I applied for.
Oh.
I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong. Like, do you just mind going over my application in case I'm missing out on something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here. That's that.
Oh, I noticed that you haven't been including a cover letter with your job application.
A cover letter, what's that?
So basically, a cover letter is like a one-page letter that helps to show the employer why I'm a good fit for the company. I usually submit it with my resume or CV to help me stand out.
Okay, so how do I get started on that?
Yeah, just let me show you mine. Okay, go. This is a format that I follow for my current cover letter. For consistency, I like to match my cover letter's header to the resume's header and use this style of spacing so it's easy to read. I include the hiring manager's name if it is mentioned in the job posting. I think this helps to make the cover letter a little more personal. However, if I don't know their name, I tend to stick with Dear Hiring Manager. I like to use the opening paragraph as a way to express my interest in the position and let the employer know a little bit more about myself. I usually start it with a hook, a personal story, or an anecdote. So, in my current cover letter, I wrote about why I'm interested in my major. However, you can talk about whatever you think is important to share with the employers. For the rest of the paragraph, I focus on explaining why I want the position. I usually talk about the skills that I want to grow in this position, how it helps to achieve my career goals, or how the role aligns with my interest. I like to use the middle paragraph to demonstrate why I think I'm a good fit for the job. I usually pick 2 to 3 key strengths and provide examples from past experiences. For example, the last job I applied for required teamwork skills, so I talked about my time working as a barista where I would have to deal with the peak hour rush and communicate efficiently with my coworkers. For the closing paragraph, I summarized my skills and interests, thank the employer for their time and consideration, and invite them to follow up with me about the next step.
Mistakes to avoid and general tips. I always carefully proofread before submitting my cover letter, just to make sure that I haven't made any grammatical errors or typos. Instead of just using common phrases like I think I am a perfect fit or I am a team player, I like to provide an example that connects my skills to the job requirements. For example, when I talked about my time as a barista earlier. I try to make sure that the font size, and overall formatting of my cover letter is consistent with my resume. It's a nice touch that shows my attention to detail and that I've put time and thought into my application. Not sure where to start? I always just look at my resume and rework my accomplished statements into complete sentences for my cover letter. So, for my last cover letter, instead of just mentioning worked with 2 other people on a project, I like to elaborate by mentioning the skills I developed and how I did so. I describe the planning stage where conflicts arose and how we resolved them as a team. Even if the job posting doesn't mention submitting a cover letter, I still like to submit one regardless. And I like to use the job posting as a kind of a checklist, and I try to make sure the keywords mention the requirements like communication skills or leading a team are addressed with examples in my cover letter. You're part of the application process.
Yeah, cover letters are super important. It gives us a chance to go beyond the resume and provide the hiring managers with insight into who we are, and we can provide like a more in-depth perspective of our skills and experience and why we're interested in this particular role.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your help. I'm going to get started on my cover letter now.
No worries. Let me know if you have any questions.
Of course. Thank you.